Hello there, it's Greg Stobie from Versis Software, Trading Predictor. I have not put up many videos recently, it's mainly because I was waiting to get some feedback from the v3amc and to find out how people were getting on with it and use the feedback to amend or fix or modify or add more features to the ALR. I've been adding a lot more features to the ALR, such as the AutoTrader and trailing stop and times to trade and news recognition and adjustment and various other bits and pieces. But I haven't made them available. The reason for this is because there was quite a few people having trouble with the manual version, the v3amc, because they weren't using it correctly and maybe trading using too high a lot size and too small a fund, and not being able to handle the hedge trades that may occur if you trade at opening market times and news events. The first few minutes of news events, for example, they cause a lot of noise and can open unnecessary hedge trades if you are trading at that point. Things like this were causing some trouble. So I haven't released any other versions since the v3amc. So I've done, as I say, a lot of additions and modifications and features to the ALR since then, but I have not released it, but I'm going to show you it anyway, just to let you know that I have been working and not just sitting around doing nothing. On the contrary, been busy making this perfect as possible, but I don't know if I should release it because people are still having trouble with the manual version. So if I was to release the AutoTrader version, then who knows what kind of trouble people might get into if they don't use it correctly. So I don't want to be responsible for that, of course, so hence the reason for not releasing it just yet. However, I feel it incumbent upon me to show you, because I have been obviously working on this for such a long time and delivered the ALR up till now, so I feel that it's only fair that I should be showing you what is going on, just to make you aware. And then what I think I'll do is make a decision of what I do with the AutoTrader version with all the other features. Maybe I could make a cut down version that doesn't have the AutoTrader part of it, for example, and just add the other features. The reason I'm mentioning the AutoTrader part of it is because, well, it takes trades automatically, and if people can't take trades manually and have success with it, then what chance do they have with the AutoTrader version? Now, I use the this version that you're going to see. I use it every day and it works perfectly well for me, but then I've done this all my days. I know how to use it, I know the best times to use it, I know how to set it up, and so I have good success with it. I use a lot of demo accounts, of course, to show you demonstrations of what it does, because I have to use certain fund sizes like £1,000 or dollars, or 3,000 or 10,000, and of course you can't do that with a live account. You can't keep sticking £3,000 and then £10,000 and then £1,000 into a live account to trade, because that just isn't possible. So you have to use demo accounts to demonstrate it, but demo accounts should be the same as live accounts if you use a respectable and trusting and honest broker, because the demo account and live accounts should perform the same. If they don't, then the broker is doing manipulation, and that is illegal. So in the UK we have the FCA who regulate this kind of activity, and any company who does this sort of thing, i.e. manipulate demo accounts in their favour, and the live accounts are not the same, then they get shut down. However, not every country has the same rules, so you have to be aware of that. The reason I'm mentioning this is because we had an issue with IC markets, and they were adjusting the slippage when there was activity, and causing issues with the ALR, because when the order is the code sends an order to be closed, it wasn't being closed for several seconds, and by the time several seconds has passed, the price has moved significantly. And when you're at a certain number of hedge trades, then that can be quite have quite a large impact on the profit. So this is not good, and hence the reason for finding a decent broker. Now I'm kind of going off here. I'm just going to play this. What I'm showing here is, sorry, I'm going to go back there to show you what I was doing there. I'll play again, and what this is the ALR AutoTrader latest version with all the news features and trailing stop and all the rest of it. Don't worry about the number here, that's for my use only, for the versions that I'm working on. The auto trade is here. You turn it on, turn it off. We have times here which tell the ALR to trade only at certain times, so that you can miss out open market times, for example, when it's really noisy, or periods of time during the night, for example, when it's really quiet and you don't want to trade. You can tell the ALR to trade only at certain times, so you always trade at the best and busiest times. We also have the this is the indicator that triggers the buy or sell trade that the auto trader takes. It's preset to 35 for the length here, but don't worry about that, that's all set. We have our lot size here, which is in this case 0, 1, and lot's very small, but when you trade every trade one after the other, it all adds up, so we can trade very small amounts. And I have found that by trading 0.01 all day long with the auto trader at the best times of day, I can earn £100 a day. So, and I will show you this happening. And this, the buttons, I've got them down the left hand side. You can put them up the top or down here or up here, doesn't matter, but you can change all that here. And we have the initial pips. As you know, I think the initial pips is already in the AMC, which it means that if you get your direction correct the first time, it will take that profit at that level. Then you have your stop loss and your take profit, which, as you know already, have to be the same if you want to make profit either side. I've got 9. The reason I have 9 is because with currency pairs such as the euro dollar, which is the one I only trade, I've gone off the JPY pairs because they were a bit erratic. So we want movement, what the JPY pairs did have, but they were a bit noisy at times. So we don't want noise, we want movement. And the euro dollar has a lot of movement because it's the most voluminous, is that the right word, currency pair. So what I find is when the market is moving, it will zigzag up and down, as you will see every day on your charts. It will go in a general direction, i.e. the trend, and it will zigzag up and down as it goes along its way, following that trend. And when it moves, I find that 9 pips is the amount of distance it will move, and you will grab those pips every time it goes up and down on its way. I set a 4.5 pip zone because I find that that is enough for a directional change to be detected. And in this case I've got max hedge trades set to 12. That is rather a lot, but that's okay because I can afford it because I've got £10,000 or dollars in this case in the fund, which means that I can afford to trade 0.01 of a lot and multiply it with my hedge trade multipliers, 3 the first time, 2 and double up every other one thereafter, and I can afford to cover 12 hedge trades. I've never seen 12 hedge trades ever happen, so therefore I should be able to trade all day long and encounter any scenario that may be thrown at me from the markets and deal with it and afford to cover it with the hedge trades. And that's what the ALR will do. So if you have enough money in your fund, you will be able to cover any scenario. So if you're trading with something like £1,000, then of course you're not going to be able to reach 12 hedge trades. Use the maths, work it out, and you will find that you will not be able to get past 7 or 8 hedge trades. So you have to be very careful in that situation, because although most of the time that you'll only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hedge trades happening with your moves, with the moves of the market, it's very rare that 7 or 8 or 9 or more will happen, but they may happen, and then you won't be able to afford it, and you get closed out, and you might lose a couple of £100 or something and set you back. So to avoid that, you have to have a bit larger fund, or be very careful in trading the times of day. Trading the busiest times of day and avoiding news and avoiding open market open times will help you stop getting unnecessary or too many hedge trades. Okay, let's go. And what else do we have here? We have down here the lots multiplier, as I said, 3 first time, 2 the second, and double up. Here we have a trailing stop. This is another feature I've added, which means I've disabled it here in this case, and I don't use it, but some people might want to use it. The reason it's there is so that when you are trading, the trader is auto trading, or even manually, when it reaches your take profit, this super TP here at 9 pips, it won't close out at 9 pips and take profit. It will set the trailing stop off, and if the market keeps on going in the direction, then you will take the profit using the trailing stop just in the normal manner. So you have that option there to apply a trailing stop to the trade so that you can take more profit, more pips than the TP you have set previously, as I showed you, which was 9. Okay, the other one here is reach for money, which is you can put in a figure here, which is the money that you want to reach. So if you put in here, for example, $100, then it will keep on going and keep on trading until it reaches $100, and then it will grab that profit of $100 and close. So you have that. Some people like to have targets, you see, so monetary targets, and so that's what that's there for. I don't use that one, but that's entirely up to you if you want to use that one. And here we have the news filter, which is the latest edition. I like this one. It's quite clever, I find. What I did here was I took the Forex calendar, which everybody uses and loves because it's really good, and it tells you all the news: low impact, medium impact, high impact, and you can avoid news situations by trading out with them, or if you like trading news, then you can search for them. But this, I find, is good because we can avoid the noise of the first few minutes of news. You will find that there's a lull before a storm with news. You'll find the market traders are quiet, they don't do anything because they know news is coming, so there's not a lot of movement. You'll see this in a minute when I show you the video. And then when the news comes, there's frantic trading going on, big spikes and wicks in the candles, and if you have a zone set up and you're trading at the time, then it's going to ping up and down and open all these unnecessary hedge trades and maybe get to a point of number of hedge trades beyond what your fund can cope with. So this is a problem that we have to address. The way to address it is by moving the zone to a size that will not be breached, i.e. widen the zone at the time of the news. So what this version does is, it knows the news is coming and it will widen the zone before the news, just before the news, and when the news happens and the crazy franticness happens within the first few minutes, our zone will not be breached and we will not incur hedge trades. So it does this automatically, reads the news, knows what's coming, and you can set the times here, minutes before news, which means start looking for the news at move the zone 15 minutes before the news and 30 minutes after. I find actually you can make this smaller because 15 minutes and 30 minutes is quite high. I find maybe 5 minutes before and even 5 minutes after should be enough to get past the crazy franticness of the first few minutes. And here you have high, medium and low settings of the news you want to look for. I find that low and medium don't make any impact worth worrying about, but high has the potential of making an impact that causes spikes. This here is the difference between the chart time on the line here and your clock time, because the server you're connected to isn't necessarily in the same time zone as your clock, so you can adjust it to suit by putting a number in here to make it fit. And then you have the currency pairs that you're actually wanting to look for news for. So I obviously just have one chart open, so I just set this to true and it auto detects the chart that I'm using, which is Euro USD, and just gives me news for Euro USD. As you see here, there's no Euro news, but there's USD news coming, and it tells you the time here, and this tells you what's coming up on the left hand side here, so you can see what's coming. But the ALR will automatically adjust the width of the zone to accommodate the news automatically, so that you do not get into trouble. So with that said, let's go. What day was this? Wednesday. Yes. There's a couple of news events today, and hence the reason for recording this. And you'll see what happens. I'll move forward, get it done. So we see here it's 8:45 in the morning. There's no, I've got AutoTrader set to be true, so it's auto trading right now, but it's not trading because my time I set was to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's the reason it's not trading just now. I want to miss out the potential for noise at 9 in the morning, or 8:30, or 8 o'clock, whatever it is. The potential for noise at the open of market times is around about this time, so I want to miss that out and start at 9 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock we'll see our AutoTrader kick in and start trading for us. Move it so we can see. It's 54 just now, 58, so in a minute we'll see our ALR kick in and start trading for us. There we go. 9 o'clock, there it is. Our ALR is kicked in and starts to trade. We're at 10,000 just now. 9 o'clock in the morning, UK time, and we're off and running. Let's go forward. We've taken a trade already, made a few pence. And remember, I'm only trading 0.01, so we don't make much profit with the first initial trade, but it all adds up by the end of the day. Taking another trade there. I've set my time between trades to be 15 seconds. I find that's enough time to let the broker take the trade, close it, put the money in the bank, and then I can open another trade. So I'm taking trade after trade after trade. Well, I'm not, but the ALR is taking trade after trade after trade every 15 seconds after the previous one closes. So we've taken about 3 so far. You can see the blue and red dotted lines there, that's the hedge lines. We've made $1.71 so far, and it will keep doing this all day long until the time in the ALR that I have set tells it to stop, which in this case is 5 o'clock, or I think actually it's 4:45 I've set it to be, because I find after 4:30 when the UK shuts, not a lot happens, so I just stop trading at that point. You can see a blue line coming here. That is the start of news. At 12:30 there's news coming. So what will happen here is these green lines, i.e. the zone, 4.5 pips, which it's the ALR is using just now to take its trades, will widen. I think I put in 20 pips to widen it. It doesn't really matter as long as it's big and gets the zone way beyond the potential pinging up and down of the noisy candles that can occur at news times. So we'll move it to the news, which is the blue line here. And this is auto detected by the ALR. It knows the news is coming. It's reading it from the Forex factory calendar, which is well respected and trusted and accurate. And so I'm reading that and adjusting our ALR zone at exactly the right time, so we don't get into trouble with the potential noise at news. Now, getting close to the news event here, the blue line, I've taken a couple more trades along the way so far. We're now at $3.45. It's just taking trades one after the other. I'm not doing anything, remember. And then when the news comes, you'll see what happens. So we got the blue, sorry, oh, sorry, I went too far there. Sorry. Giving it away. So we've got the green dotted lines here of the zone, and when the news comes, I've set it to move at 15 minutes, if you recall from the settings. There it goes. It's moved. It's way down beyond the screen here. You can't see it, so it's going way down 20 pips of a distance, or whatever it was, away, to widen the zone so we don't get any noisy candles triggering unnecessary hedge trades. I set it to go 15 minutes before the news started, which is why it's happened now, because this blue line is exactly when the news is announced, which is past the hour, 12 o'clock, so it's 20 past just now, 15 minutes before the zone widens, and we're saved of any potential noisy candles. There may be, there may not be, but if there is, then we're saved. So let's move forward, see what happens. There's the news happening now, 12:30. Sometimes news has impact, sometimes it doesn't. But to be safe, we adjust the zone just to be sure. Now we have got our zone back. I'll just go back and show you what happens here. Okay, so the news event is happening. This is a new news event, this blue line here, so it says another news event coming. But just now we're in the current news event, and remember from the settings I said after 30 minutes go back to the normal zone size, which was 4.5 pips. So after 30 minutes, which will be on the hour, here it will come back. There we go, on the hour, 1 o'clock, the zone comes back to its normal size. So we're back off and running again as normal. We've still got our profit, $3.45, nothing's changed. We've missed the potential of any danger at the news event. Nothing actually happened in this case, but it could have, and we would have been saved if it did. Nothing happened in this case, so we are off and running again, back to normal. So that's what the news feature does. Protects you from any noise that news can create, and which will potentially create unnecessary hedge trades. So we'll go to the next one, which is the blue line here. And the same thing will happen again. Oh, right. What? Gee, I'll just jump back there, but I went too fast. I will pause here because some people were confused by my comments about news, saying sometimes I say trade news, sometimes I say don't trade news. What I actually mean is, yes, trade news because it's very good because it moves, but the first few minutes of news is bad because it can potentially give you too many hedge trades, and hence the reason for us widening the zone. But the after effects of news are always pretty good because it means the market moves somewhere, and that's what we want with the ALR, because we can make money from that, and that's exactly what's happening here. You can see after effects of the news, we're getting a big movement, and we can make money from that, which you'll see will happen. So that's why I say trade the news, but be wary of the start of it. Okay, so that's why I've added this news feature to it, to the ALR. Now see, it's just taking a trade there because it's moved a lot. We've made some money. It's taken a trade. The ALR's taken a trade, and we've made profit. There's the news there. It all went flat for a bit and zigzagged and spiked, and now we've got the after effects happening, and we are in the trades again. We're in the game. We have got a zone here. We're taking trades one after the other. As you can see here, the market's going down rapid, and we're taking trade after trade after trade, and we're getting every single one winning for us, as you see here. And hence the money is increasing every single time because we are taking the trades in the direction, because of the no lag MA line here going down. It knows what direction to take. Not that that's really important, because it would hedge you anyway and come down. It would follow the market, and the news has created this big drop, and we are capitalizing on that every single time. So news is good. That's what I was meaning, but news is bad at the start of the news because it's potentially very noisy and causes unnecessary hedge trades in your small zone. Hence the reason for widening it, and that's what this version of the ALR does, as you saw. Now there's another news event coming up here, which is the blue line here, and that's what just happened 15 minutes before. There it is, 15 minutes before 2:30 in this case. The zone has widened to accommodate the potential for noise that would potentially give us unnecessary hedge trades. So the zone has widened. There it's there, green line here, in case there's any noise. So again, it's saved us potentially from any unnecessary hedge trades. We're still trading, we're still in a trade, we're in a sale just now, and it's still working for us. It's just protecting us along the way. Okay, move forward. Let's see. this green line and green line here will come back to normal 15 minutes after, or 30 minutes after the event. You may recall I said I think 30 minutes is too long, and you can see why, because the news is it's still quite noisy just now, but we're only 10 minutes after the event, so we can maybe shorten the half hour to maybe 15 or 10 or 5 minutes, so we don't miss out in these nice trades. Right. So we're still trading, still happening, and there's a zone back on the hour. It came back to the normal size again. We're still trading. We've missed the potential for noise at the news announcement time. We've come back to our normal zone size. We're still trading. We're still in profit, of course. Nothing has happened, nothing has changed there. We're still making money, we're still trading, and we're still making profit. There's another one just taken there. So, and there's another one just opened, as I say, every 15 seconds afterwards. So you see the noise, the movement the news announcement has made. It's still dropping rapid, and we're taking the profit every single time. Now remember, I'm not doing anything at all here. The ALR is doing it. There's another one, and then it's opened another one there. So it's closing and opening, taking profit, opening another, taking profit, opening another, on its own, following the market. And then the news comes along and it widens the zone to protect us from the potential noise and therefore unnecessary hedge trades, and then it goes back to normal again a few minutes later, and carries on as it is here. So we're almost at $10 profit. We haven't done anything. I know it's not a lot of money, but you'll see in a minute what happens over the course of a day. This is, remember, this is only about an hour's worth of time, so you can imagine what happens over the course of a day. So $10 in about an hour, and you let this go for the majority of the day at the busy periods, and you will make about $100 a day from this on average. So let's move on. So what we're at now, we're getting to a point here, right? We've got a bit of a flat line going on. You see here we've got some 1, 2, 3, 4 hedge trades open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now open. So 5 hedge trades equals $76. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hedge trades equals $76. That's what we need for to cover 5 hedge trades. Whatever's happening with the market right now is hit a bottom after the news event has happened, and obviously the trading has stopped or paused for whatever reason, and so hence the reason for the zigzagging up and down of the market right now. And it's breaching the edges of the zone, of course, and therefore opening hedge trades, because it's trying to decide what direction is it going to go. So that's fine, just let it go and see where it ultimately goes. Now remember, we can endure about 12 hedge trades. Oh, so that's just when I changed the timing of the news after deciding that 5 minutes is probably enough rather than 30 minutes. So here we're back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hedge trades, but we can endure 12. I've told it the ALR to close at 12, and so what it would do at 12, if it reached 12 hedge trades, it would close the trades down, and we could start again. My fund can afford 12 hedge trades, but I doubt we'll ever get that far. I've never seen it hit 12 before. I think the worst I've ever seen was 10 or 11. That's very, very rare, and if that ever happens, there's usually a reason for it, like you're trading at a bank holiday, or there's a news announcement that you haven't anticipated happening and it's caused lots of spikes. so there's always usually a reason for it. Normal market trading days, you'll get what you've just seen here, and the previous ones, 1 or 2 or 3 hedge trades or initial take profit. Like these red lines here are all initial take profit trades. That's normal, that's what you'll see all the time. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, not too far there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We've got 7 hedge trades open at this point here at 300 and something margin with 7 hedge trades. That's okay, no problem there. We've got 10,000. So, as I said before, 7 or 8 hedge trades is not a problem to cover. For us, 12 is easy for us to cover because we have 10,000 in the account. I know everybody can't afford $10,000, but if you can afford 5 or 3, then you can probably get about 8 or 9, 10 hedge trades out of it. There's a calculator for it. You can work it out yourself, and you'll know exactly what you can afford to cover. Okay, so we're at, there's another one now. So the thing is, I like the hedge trades because I know I can cover them, so I know I'm safe, and know it's not a problem. It means that I'm going to make more money when it eventually does come in, which it will do, always like it did there. And I made, I'm now at $99 because I had so many hedge trades open that my lot size was multiplied, of course, and we took much bigger profit from the trade because all the hedge trades were open. So that's why I like the hedge trades. It's not something you should be worried about taking another trade there as it's dropped. So hedge trades are not something you should worry about if you have the funds to cover them. Now, as I said before, and I keep repeating, with 10,000 I know I can cover 12 hedge trades. And I had, I think it was 8 open there, and that's why I got $99 because of the number of hedge trades that were open. But it wasn't a problem to me because it was only $300 or whatever it was at the time when all those hedge trades were open. Or even if it was more than that, it doesn't matter because it's well under what my fund is and I can well afford it. And I don't have a problem with all these hedge trades. In fact, I want hedge trades to happen because I get much better profit. So that's how I use it. So this is carrying on. It's still dropping now after our lull there, which gave us some nice profit, which is great. There's another one there taken, and another trade opened again automatically, and we're now at $100. Now remember, we started over here somewhere, but it's only been, well, in fact, there's a time there, 4:45. In fact, my trading will be stopping now because I told it to stop at 4:45. So it will not take any new orders after 4:45. It will continue to obviously manage any open trades as it is in fact doing right now because I have a trade open, 47. So it will manage this one to close in profit, of course. Right, it won't just shut down and stop. It will continue to manage the trade to close in profit, of course, but it will not take any more trades thereafter because I've told it not to in the settings of the ALR, in the timer settings as I showed you at the start, where you can set it to trade at certain times of day. I told mine to stop at 4:45, which it has done. It's still carrying on though, monitoring and managing this trade. As you see here, we're on a buy, and it will close it in profit, and then it won't take any more trades, and that will be me done for the day. So let's get it to close. There it is there. I'll just go back one just to let you see that happen. Too far, sorry. It's just a long video. I know it's very dull and boring, but I'm hoping this explains things and gets everything you need across. So we're at $100 profit. This one's going to close, as you've already seen as I jumped forward, in profit, and we will end the day of our trading at $101 in profit. And that's, there it goes there, 101.29. It's closed that trade, and it's not going to open any more trades because I have set the ALR not to open any more trades after 4:45, which is now 5 o'clock, as you see here, UK time, and it's not opening any more trades as it's been told. And it won't open any more trades until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning UK time. And I just let this go 24 hours a day, and it will take the trades at the times I have told it, so I don't have to stop it and start it, or get up, or set my alarm in my bed to get up at a certain time to start and stop it. I can just set the times, let it go 24 hours a day, and it will trade at the best times of day and miss out all the bad news events and take trades only during the busy times of day, and therefore get results like you have just seen there just now, to the tune of about $100 here, as you see, every day. This was a normal day. So I'll stop here because that's me done, and I hope that has helped. And I hope I didn't show you the trailing stop features because well, I don't use a trailing stop, but the trailing stop is there. If, for example, coming down here with this all the red Heikin-Ashi candles, if I had had a trailing stop on there, it would have taken the profit all the way down here and would not have taken successive trades as we saw it take. It would have just kept one trade open all the way down and taken the profit. So if that's what you want to do, then you can do that, and that's what it's designed to do. So once it reaches take profit, it will open a trailing stop and take it all the way down until it, like here for example, it would stop, close in profit using the trailing stop. I don't use that myself, but that's an option. Then we've got the news events, as you've seen. We've got the initial take profit, as you see the wee red dots here. I've also added a safer closing mechanism, which means that when the trades are closed, it closes all the hedge orders in reverse order, so that it closes the biggest ones first, so that it doesn't have a chance to move out of the best profit position, and closes them in reverse order. So I've done that. And oh, what else was there? I think I put a PDF together with all the list of the features in it. I can't think of what else there was. Yeah, the time of day to trade. So hope that's helped, and that's the latest version. And of course, yeah, the AutoTrader. Of course, that's the thing. The AutoTrader feature, which takes trades one after the other, as you've seen. Now, my decision is that I have to make a decision of whether to release this or not, because, as I said at the start of this, some people still can't grasp the use of the manual version because they're making mistakes and losing money because of using the wrong lot sizes or not enough fund or whatever. But you shouldn't be, as you've seen here and you've seen in all the videos. There's no reason for losing. I can understand why people have been losing, but there's no reason to be in that situation or be doing that. So until we resolve this, until I get confidence that people are going to be using this properly and not getting themselves into trouble, then I can't really release this. It would be irresponsible of me to release it. Because I don't want to get people into trouble with them using it or misunderstanding the use of it. But I feel that I should show you it because I've talked about it a lot, and you've been kind and patient to stick with me while I create this thing. And I feel that I should at least show what I've been doing and what we have here, and then we can make a decision on how we use it or release it to everybody's benefit, and so nobody gets into trouble with misuse of it. Okay, so that's where I'm at. I hope that's helped, and thanks very much once again for being with me and your time watching this, and I will speak to you again soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.